Everyone, welcome to Sade's Tarot Tea. So today guys, I am back with another video. This video is going to be an updated reading on Billie Eilish. I'm so excited to do this updated reading on her. She recently came out with her new album, Happier Than Ever, and we have a lot to talk about. So get your snacks, get your tea, let's pull some tarot tea on Billie Eilish. I'm so excited. So guys, I was doing a pre-shuffle on Billie, and the card that flew out for her was called her darkest fears, the oracle message so far that I got for her. And as I'm looking through my cards and shuffling for her, I have this card called Detach. I don't know exactly what that means yet because, you know, they're picking up on the energy currently around Billie. I think there's a relationship currently that I was going to ask about, but it's already coming out for her that she was in or she's still trying to heal from. And, you know, guys, I think this Billie, when I was looking at her birth chart and her aspects, because if you guys don't know, she's a Pisces rising, Pisces Mars. I wanted to talk a little bit about her birth chart before we get into the actual reading, because I think this will help us to better understand Billie and just like her thought process and a lot of things that she deals with on the daily that she goes through. So in a minute I'm gonna be pulling up her birth chart, and I also was kind of wondering, I'm not gonna look it up right now, but I was wondering what was in her solar return, because she does have, actually I can't look it up yet, but she has her solar return coming up soon, where I'm sure there's going to be a lot more transformative energy for her, where she moves more into this. I wouldn't be surprised if Billie starts to have a spiritual awakening. She's always been very like, she knows how to astral project, she knows how to, she's very psychic in those types of ways, and she's very aware of her. She's not very spiritual. I wouldn't say that Billie's a very spiritual person. I hear is it agnostic? Agnostic? That's what I heard for her. So I want to look up what agnostic means, because I just heard that. Her reading is kind of moving me in a spiritual direction or a religious direction. Just being in her energy right now as I'm about to really get into her energy. So let's look up that word, guys. Okay guys, so interesting word that came up for Billie spiritually, what her spirit guides told me. So agnostic means, I hope I'm saying that right guys, I apologize if I'm not, but a person who believes that nothing is known or can be known of the existence or nature of God or of anything beyond material phenomena. A person who claims neither faith nor disbelief in God. Interesting. Okay. There's another definition that I wanted to read. The belief that we are not, at least for now, in a position to know what the ultimate cause of existence was or is, and that trying to assert definitive answers without any irrefutable methodology. Sorry guys, my reading is bad today. Is best reserved for irrational oh my god, I said irrational retards. I did not realize I was gonna say that towards the end. Oh my god. This thing is funny. Anyway, so yeah, as I'm settling into Billie's, I'm gonna pull up her chart guys so we can look at her chart, which I think is really interesting, because if you look at Billie's chart, she has Pisces, she has Sagittarius, there's even Aquarius. She has an Aquarius moon, a Mercury, I believe, in Capricorn. We're gonna look that up to verify, but her chart is a very spiritual chart, but it's also a chart to me that challenges the norm. So while everybody believes in one belief, she believes in another, or she seeks to believe in something else. And a lot of times she questions, and I've said this before, but I truly believe that Billie Eilish is an indigo child. And even with religion, like indigo children will always challenge religious beliefs, political beliefs, anything that goes towards the norm of things, you know, they challenge basically even being sexual, their sexuality. And we're seeing Billie starting to, which I will talk more about, come more into her sexuality. And I truly believe too that Billie's fluid, and we'll see that as she ages, that she will become more comfortable expressing her sexuality and who she chooses to date. She'll be a little bit more open. She'll never really fully talk about who she's talking to, but we're gonna see her talk more about being fluid, or do more things in the gay community. She probably will even identify as probably non-binary or something like that, some terms around that. So this interesting, but I want to look into where her energy is currently at, because I heard agnostic as I was tapping her energy, and I want to pull up her birth chart as well. Okay guys, so in one of these corners right here, I'm going to post her birth chart. So her sun is in Sagittarius, her moon is in Aquarius, her Mercury is in Capricorn, her Venus is in Sagittarius, and her Mars is in Pisces, and she is a Pisces rising. Yeah, so I've already talked a lot about Billie's chart in the beginning, when I did a reading on her. The very first reading I did on her, I did an in-depth kind of basis on her birth chart. So if you guys would like to watch that, go ahead and tune into that as well. I'd love for you guys to watch that. But we are going to be talking about her chart, and just kind of, because this also plays on currently where her energy's at. So Billie being a Sag sun and a moon in Aquarius, that to me speaks, I am a rebellious child. Like, I'm always going to do things that get people talking. I'm always going to do things that make me go viral, whether I mean to or not. Like, my actions will always involve that, but also her being a Mercury in Capricorn, that is a very calculative placement when it comes to speaking and being honest, or being Mercury and Capricorns tend to be very honest, very blunt. It's not quite like fire Mercuries, but it's calculated bluntness. It's things that will get you talking, but it's always done to calculate. It's always calculating, like she just calculates. That's what I keep hearing for her. She calculates all her moves. Her even coming out as showing her body more. And I already said this, like I said, I saw Billie like becoming more into her sexuality, whether that be, well, right now she identifies as straight, but I believe that Billie truly will come out. I don't know when this is going to be. I feel like possibly in the next 3 years she'll come out. But yeah, I do want to see where her energy's at. Also, she has that Mars in Pisces. Sorry guys, just listening for her messages. There's stuff coming in for her. Sorry. So the first thing I'm picking up, guys, is Billie's been having a lot of nightmares. She's prone to having nightmares because a lot of her anxiety and her worry. Another thing about having a Mercury in Capricorn is you worry a lot. It's not quite like Virgo, but there's a lot of what's the word I'm looking for, guys? There's a lot of self-deprecating thoughts. There's a lot of blocking out the psyche. Her third eye chakra is blocked right now, because a lot of times what I feel from her, what I'm picking up, and it's kind of overwhelming, the energy that I feel right now, is she'll get a lot of intuitive messages, and it scares her, and it causes her to shut down. It causes her to go into introspection, but it's kind of self-deprecating introspection. You wouldn't know this because Billie is very private, and she does like to talk about things that are worldly, and she heavily gets affected because she's a Pisces rising. So when you're a Pisces rising, if you guys are a water rising or a Pisces rising, you'll know what I'm talking about. But when your rising sign is in water, especially Pisces, you get a lot of messages from what's going on in the world. A lot of spiritual energy comes your way. You're like a beacon of light. Like a lot of spirits come to you as well. A lot of people's emotions tend to overwhelm you. You're very much an empath, so people will crowd you. Emotional empath. So people will crowd you, they'll tell you their problems, they'll vent to you. A lot of times Pisces risings have to go into hiding, you know, because they become very, they're like sponges, you know what I mean, guys? Like they're like children in a way, where they absorb a lot of what's around them, and they have to really learn to like protect themselves and block themselves. So if you're a Pisces rising, Cancer, Scorpio rising, I always tell my clients to please protect yourself, because this type of energy that is constantly coming at you 24/7 can make you sick. It can drain you. It can cause suicidal thoughts. It can cause depression. It can cause anxiety, you know, a lot of emotional trauma, you know, a lot of people putting their damages, their baggage basically on you, you know. And so what my cards are saying to me, my spirit guides mainly too, are saying to me is that Billie has to do this a lot, where she goes into these dark periods of time of depression and anxiety. And it's like, it's interesting, her being a Mercury in Capricorn and a Pisces rising, Pisces Mars, there's a part of her, guys, that is saying, I want to be optimistic, I want to be a manifester of things that I know I deserve. Or a lot of her fame, she, you know, she's deserving of this fame. But kind of what I was saying about Kylie, like she feels like it doesn't matter, like she doesn't deserve it, it should go to someone else. There's more things that we need to be focused on. This is Billie's thoughts, not Kylie, I'm sorry guys, this is more Billie's thoughts. But you know, Billie is very humble in the sense, and I'm not just saying this because I like her. If she wasn't humble, I would say I would say this, but I've kind of touched on how she has this very like cocky, like, I don't know if I should say cocky, if that's the word, but this very tongue-in-cheek type of personality that she switches on. It's like her alter ego, and she switches that on, and it's funny. And she plays with that type of ego, that persona in her music. But I'm getting a very like, I need to go into introspection, I need to check my ego at the door. And she goes into these periods of time of darkness too, where she's, I guess this is where I'm hearing agnostic, where she doesn't even realize like she's doing it, but she's like, do I believe in God? Do I believe, like, what should I believe in, you know? Or I don't want to believe in anything, I just want to believe in, yes, there's something out there, but I don't know if it's called God, or if I, like, she is thinking about that. I think I'm picking this up right now. This is something I'm picking up from her right now, I think, guys. Like, she has these moments where she sits alone with herself, and she just, you know, is on her phone. I see her on her phone. Like, she absorbs a lot of the information around her. And I would advise her, if I was her reader, I would say, like, shut everything off. Like, you know, like, try to meditate a lot, because a lot of those fears, a lot of what she's picking up, or a lot of the things she tunes into, it affects her dreams. Because she's so psychic, a lot of it affects her dreams, and a lot of it overwhelms her, and she can't get out of it, you know, because then it goes into her life and it starts manifesting. And she, I think she kind of spoke about this, I'm remembering it for some reason, but I don't know where I saw her talk about this, but she constantly thinks about things and then they happen, because she's really good at manifesting, guys. And if you're a Sagittarius, or you have Sag in your chart, or you have Pisces in your chart, or your aspects, you have aspects to Jupiter or Neptune, you're very good. Did I say Jupiter? Yeah, Jupiter and Neptune. You're very good at manifesting. And the moon, I'd say if you have aspects to your moon, you're very good at manifesting things, good or bad. I tell a lot of my clients this, like, be careful what you're manifesting. You have these aspects, or regardless, anybody can manifest even if you don't have these aspects. But for these people like Billie, it's easier for them to manifest things that are good for them, bad for them. You know, they can manifest things for other people, good or bad. So with that becomes a lot of power, you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of power in her chart, and there's a lot of power in her energy. And you know, she's in this energy right now where she's just taking a moment to really sit back and think. And I wouldn't be surprised if she journals. I would advise her to journal. She's in this dreamlike state. So I don't know, she could also be sleeping. I mean, it's 8:40 right now, so she could also be sleeping, guys. But a lot of her energy, she lives in this dream-like aspect of her own little world, and that's that Pisces energy. You know, that's what it's truly like to be a Pisces. To be a Pisces energy. I would also say too, as I was picking up on her chart and her new music, you know, it's interesting that she talks about that she was in an abusive relationship, right guys? She talks about that in her music, and her chart is telling me, her Pisces energy is telling me that, but also her cards that I pulled for her are saying that her darkest fear, this card is the one that kept coming up, right? So if you pay attention, it's a 9, the number 9, and it's, the border is blue. So for me, I pulled that card for her twice, and that was telling me that this man that she was with, there was a very back and forth abusive type of relationship, and it was a lot of her self giving up her own identity to make him happy. And I think a lot of us can identify with that, right guys? But for Billie, it was a lot of her sacrificing herself, her inviting this energy even into her life to some degree, because that's what she thought she needed to do. She thought she needed to heal someone else to fill this void of her own depression, right? Her own self-deprecating thoughts. Like if she could distract herself, then she could fully come out of that depression and save someone else. And that's Pisces for you. That's that Pisces energy. Like, I want to save someone else so I can distract myself, so I don't have to be in my own depression, so I don't have to live with my own inflicting harmful ways or thoughts or whatever that may be, right? And this album for her, guys, was very healing. I'm seeing in her cards too, and I'm feeling from her energy. It was very healing. It was very therapeutic. There were moments where I see her journaling, like I said, and I suggest she journals if she doesn't, or journaling in the sense, guys, where I mean like she was writing her music or whatever. Like she also in the song Male Fantasy, she talks about going to therapy. So I like that for her. I like that she's seeking help. She's going to therapy because, you know, it's hard to be that young and growing up in the spotlight and a lot of things like happening. You know, she spoke about a stalker. You know, there's a lot of dark energy that seems to find Billie, and it's not even herself all the time. It's this self-imposing energy that kind of lingers around her. And I think it's because she plays with the thoughts of, again, remember I said Billie is very good at manifesting. And when you have Pisces on your ascendant, remember I said, guys, that can invite, you're a beacon of light, so you can invite things in that don't need to come in, like I was saying about spirits. So if I was Billie's reader, I would tell her she needs to focus on channeling that light and pulling it back in when she sleeps, and also when she's awake, because that is causing these spirits to find her, these bad spirits as well. Because those things that she talks about, you know, her last album, and I had talked about that before, where she's talking about how she sees a lot of demons and all this stuff. You know, Billie needs to be careful because she's very susceptible to being possessed, or she's very susceptible to being prey for incubuses, succubuses, whatever, like demonic energy. So that's another thing that she goes to sleep worrying about, you know. And like I said, clarity of belief, she's in her metamorphosis stage. She's beginning to bloom. She's beginning to basically blossom, find who she is through her music, through her experiences. Of course, we know she's 19, so there's more of her finding her energy, and guys, and her identity. And guys, I'm looking at the spread your wings card. I'm seeing this place that she goes to when she sleeps to feel safe, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful place. There's a lot of kids around, because when she sleeps, it's interesting, like, guys, she doesn't go into the spirit world as herself. Like, she comes in as a child. It's really interesting. Like, she goes in, she like changes into this form of herself as a child, or when she has dreams, a lot of it stems from her childhood. Like, or she'll have a lot of dreams of when she was a kid, or she'll go into her dreams as a child as well, or she'll see herself from the perspective of a child. It's interesting, and I think she touches a little bit on that. So yeah, another thing is that Billie is also very in tune with her emotions. Um, she's very in tune with her emotions. She's becoming more in tune with her emotions as she ages. She's learning to channel her emotions in a healthy way, which is nice, you know, for her. I'm glad that she's learning to not bottle that up, you know. So this is so far what I'm picking up for her, the energy that's around her. She's a very deep person. She goes to bed thinking about a lot of things, like, and she's not always alone, feeling alone in the reverse. You know what's crazy, guys? I see this guy as her brother, Phineas. This guy looks like her brother. So she's probably around her brother right now. I mean, she's always around him, but she's all like, he offers a lot of like clarity and wisdom, and she goes to him for a lot of advice on how men think, as well as she talks to her dad too. Kind of looks like her dad a little bit, but more so he looks like Phineas to me. But she goes to her brother for a lot of advice, as you can imagine. She goes to him for a lot of like music ideas, obviously, but more so like advice. She really values her brother's opinion about a lot of things, not just music. But he saved her, guys. Like, wow, that's beautiful. He saved her. Like, for some reason she felt like he was the only one she could talk to, you know. And that dark period in her life, and just further out, like, she's always went to him for everything, you know what I mean, guys? So I think there were times too where Billie did want to, I'm kind of ending, I mean, I'm kind of putting her business out there, but there were times where Billie wanted to not be here on this earth, because around that time that she sings about, guys, I feel it, I see it. There were times where she really didn't want to be here, and there were dark times, and her brother was just always there, always that light for her. And her brother, if you guys don't know, he's a Leo, and I think Leos, I've always talked about Leos in this way, where they're very good cheerleaders. They're very good, they pep talk you very well. They know how to pull you out of that dark place, you know what I mean? And her brother's girlfriend, who is a Pisces, her brother's girlfriend offers that emotional clarity as well. Like, she has a good support system around her. She does go to her parents about a lot of things too, but with stuff like this, like, that's more intimate and deep, she goes to her brother. And she just feels like he understands her. She feels like he really gets her, and he's the only person that will ever understand her, you know what I mean? And you know how they, not to sound weird, guys, but you know how they made fun of Phineas for like the fact that Claudia looks like Billie? Let's just say she does. She does. There's that similarity. And I believe Claudia is a Pisces. I believe she's a Pisces. I'm gonna put her sign right below. But I wouldn't be surprised, guys, if Billie gets with a guy that looks like Phineas. Like, I wouldn't, or just like embodies him in some type of way. Like, even if he doesn't look like him, maybe that's creepy, I shouldn't say that, but even if he doesn't look, he may not look like Billie's boyfriend may not look like him, but I wouldn't be surprised if Billie's boyfriend embodies Phineas a lot. I wouldn't be surprised. Or if they were the same sign. So I wanted to pull on the relationship between her and Q, I believe his name is. I feel kind of bad like pulling on this, so maybe I shouldn't. We'll see if I can pull on it, because like I said, Billie's very private about her love life. But I want to see how he feels. Actually, you know what? I want to just see how he feels about her. I want to see what happened in their relationship, and if spirit pulls me out of the energy, then I won't do it. So yeah, we'll see. Okay, I want to still be respectful. Oh, guys, so that when I was picking up on their energy so far, the first card that flew out was the heart chakra, which is telling me it's okay, I can read on it, because I come with good intentions, and if it does get too dark, I won't finish, but because I don't want to invade any celebrity's privacy, you know. But it's seeming like it's okay, because the heart chakra came out, and I keep looking at that number 4. So there was, although the relationship was very chaotic, toxic in certain ways, Billie still has she has a very forgiving heart. Like, she has a good heart, and spirit is saying that to me. Like, she does have her moments where she could be, you know, hurt, upset. Of course, she's human, rude, and reckless with her mouth, with that Sagittarius mouth. She could be mean, but that's when she really is hurt and really upset. And she's forgiven, his name is Q, right guys? She's forgiven Q for a lot, or her ex. She's forgiven him for a lot of the things he's done to her, and he put her through a lot, like, but I just see nothing but love for him, honestly. I don't see anything bad towards him. I don't see her wishing him, you know, ill. There's a lot of things that he goes through, and he self-medicates. So it's kind of that energy of, well, I can't be mad at you because you don't really know how to love. You don't know how to love me. And I think her therapist really helped her to understand that about him. I'm not saying that, you know, guys, it was always that way for her. I'm not putting her as some saint. I think he has love for her too. Yeah, guys, as I was talking about them, she really had to detach herself from him, and vice versa. But more so because the thing is that he would go to her for things, more so. Like, he would always go to her to save him, right? So she really had to detach herself out of that dark place, out of his own dark place. And the thing about, you know, Sagittarius women is that they're very strong, but a lot of times they need someone to be there for them too. They can't always carry the weight on their back, and they shouldn't have to, you know what I mean, guys? And because, you know, Sagittarius women, men too, but mainly I've seen this with Sag women, because they give off this persona of, I'm so tough and I got this shit and I don't need you, blah blah blah. Sag risings are like this too. Like Sag, I'd say Sag moons, Sag risings, Sag suns, if you have it in your big three, you really give off this energy of, I can handle it, you know, and I don't need anybody to come save me. I don't need anybody to protect me, to help me, to, you know, and to whatever, you know. And Billie has that energy about her because she's a Sag sun and an Aquarius moon, and her Pisces rising causes, it's the opposite for her, where people feel like they need to lean on her. And because of that, it's very hard for Billie to detach from people that need help, you know, or that have some type of trauma or need saving. So she had to really detach herself from him, and it was very hard for her to do that because there had been so much time that went on with them. Maybe 4 to 11 months did they date, guys? I'm seeing a long period of time where they dealt with each other. Could be 4 years, or 11 months, and yeah, 4 to 11. It's saying 4 to 11 months that they talked, that they messed around or whatever, because he was really her first. Like, he was her first. He had a problem with her being in the spotlight. He was kind of jealous of her. Yeah, he had a problem with her being in the spotlight. He would try to support her. He would try to be there, but a lot of times he wouldn't. She's talked about this too. Like, he wouldn't make it to her shows. He really wouldn't support her. He made a lot of things about him, and I'm not trying to make him the villain, guys. He had a lot of his own demons, but he was so wrapped up into his own problems that he couldn't fully be there for Billie. And that's what it's talking about. I have the Shine card in the upright, which is her. I see the Shine card as her. I see the Dreams Come True card in the reverse. She had to put a lot of things on the back burner for him because, you know, and it's crazy, like, I put it on these cards I put together because if you notice, there's a black border, and then around there's a green border, right? And then Dreams Come True is in the reverse, and there's the green, and then the 9 card, she's getting 9s a lot. So he really had it. That's telling me, like, without me even really looking at the cards, that he had problems with her being in the spotlight. He had problems with it. He had problems supporting her. He was jealous of her fame. I don't know if Q was trying to be a rapper, or if he is in the music industry, or he's trying to break into the music industry, but there were times where he really wanted her to help him, so she would do that. She would try to open doors for him to get into the music industry, or whatever he is trying to do. Something about, he wanted fame too, and it started to become more about that than Billie's well-being, you know. And two, I'm seeing when he would drink, it was like he drinks a lot and he does other recreational things. He would become very violent. He would become very reckless. He would do crazy shit. So it just became a lot about him, I'm seeing, and that became in itself very abusive and toxic. I'm getting an image too. There are times, I don't know if this is cute, but there were times where I don't know if this was another guy she dated, but there was another guy, maybe it wasn't cute, but it was someone else that would force, Billy's come close to being raped. I don't know if I'm allowed to see that, but that's what I heard. Allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly. She's been close to being raped, or she has been raped, allegedly. Okay, guys, like, I'm picking up on dark energy from guys she's dated. I'm not gonna say it was Q. I don't think it was him. I'm picking up on another guy. Yeah, Q was more reckless to himself, and there were times where he would push her, or he would become reckless or violent. Okay, guys, so anyway, there was a very emotional, like, she had to emotionally detach herself from these guys, or him too. So it was hard. And when Billie, like, really cares about you, it's really hard for her to detach herself. Like, she cannot do it. It's hard. Okay, guys, so I want to see if she's in a current relationship right now, because I know there's talks that she was with an older guy, but I don't know if she's still with him, so I want to look into that. This person that she was with, yeah, they're about to be done. Okay, so this person, this guy, this older guy that she was with, they were really bad. Like, it's bad. There's a lot of toxic energy. Like I said, Billie has a problem with dating, like, guys. Like, they're very toxic. It's saying in my... Hey guys, I just wanted to interrupt real quick. You know I love to do these little interruptions. But guys, oh my god, I was doing my editing for this video and I was like, how old is Matthew? Like, he feels young, but he feels older, you know what I mean? And so like I say to you guys, and it's true, like, I don't really research before I do these videos at all. If I hear something, if I hear the singer say it, then I'll say it in my video. Or, like, if they said it and it comes back to me, I'll say, like, hey guys, I already kind of knew this, but I didn't know Matthew's fucking age. Like, I excuse my language, he's freaking 30. He's freaking 30, and Billie is barely 20. She's turning she will be 20 in December. That is insane to me. Like, that's probably why I was feeling that he wasn't good for her. A lot of another guy with a lot of outbursts, emotional manipulation, wanting to mold her. Matthew, what is wrong with you dating a 19-year-old practically? Like, you're disgusting. I'm sorry. They say age doesn't matter, but this is too much. Like, no. Like, I'm really surprised Billie's parents are allowing this, but again, you know, Billie is a Sagittarius with an Aquarius moon, so she's gonna do whatever the freak she wants to do at the end of the day. You know, so and her Venus is in Sag, so you really can't tell her much. You can't tell her shit, basically. So I just want to interrupt and say, guys, I didn't know he was 30. I was like, damn. So I hope you guys are enjoying this video. Let's get back to the reading. Saying in my cards that she got the 5 of Wands, the Tower, the 8 of Cups in the upright, the World in the reverse, the Queen of Wands, which is her, she's a Sagittarius, and the Fool in the reverse. And the Queen of Wands is here in the upright. So Billie is putting her foot down with a lot of things. She's learned, I like this energy, but it's also sad because this guy that she was with, it's saying she's still with him. She's having a hard time walking away from him. Like, she doesn't want to walk away from him, but she knows that she needs to. So she's been, like, dating and keeping it on the low. I know we've seen pictures of the boyfriend that, or like, well, I'm saying that they're not even really boyfriend and girlfriend, like, they're fooling around, but it's not. He's way older than her. She needs to be careful. This guy, she likes older men, and this guy can be very abrupt with his energy, can be very abusive with his temper. Allegedly, I'll say, not to scare anybody that's, you know, any Billie fans, but he can be very, they have a painful ending coming. It's going to end in a big argument. We're not going to hear about it because she's going to keep it under wraps, or we may because of the media, but it's not going to be because Billie talked about it. It's going to be because paparazzi or whatever saw them fighting, or I doubt it. If that does come out, then you guys heard it here that they caught it, but I don't see her fighting in public like that. But yeah, they fight a lot. They're very fiery with each other. Like, she gets mad at him, he gets very upset at her. He's very controlling. Yeah, she needs to be careful with guys she dates. I worry about her. She needs to be careful. She has a good support system, but Billie will always do whatever she wants, so it's not like, you know, she's gonna listen to anybody. But, you know, she needs to be cautious of who she's dating male wise. Yeah, because he's older, he feels like he can control her. He feels like he has more power over her. He feels very manipulative at the same time, and she's trying to put her foot down and decide whether or not to walk away from him. So yeah, that's what's going on right now with her in this relationship. I don't see them staying together, but I do see Billie being in another relationship coming up. I see her dating more, obviously she's gonna date more, she's young. But I see her getting with someone around her age, closer to her age. Like, I heard, because she's 19 and she'll be 20 this year, so I heard like 21, 22, possibly 20, but 21, 22. I feel like you could be a Capricorn, Aquarius, maybe. I hope I'm not picking up on that the one she's with. But I don't think so. But yeah, there's gonna be an ending coming for them. Yeah. Yep, as I said that, guys, Ace of Cups. There's a new love offer coming in for her. And she's gonna be working on she's already gonna start working on her next project. I wouldn't be surprised if they're already working on it. We're gonna see more collaborations come out for her, picking up on what's to come. She directed one of her music videos again, which was Happier Than Ever, and she did a Disney Plus special of her concert, which was freaking amazing. I loved it, guys. But she did a live concert, which was very good. We're gonna see her come out with, like, I feel like she's gonna be in a movie. Yeah, I feel like she's gonna be in a movie. I feel like we're gonna see her do more of a podcast. It could be with her brother this time, maybe. I know she did a small one with her dad. I think it was like a playlist with her dad or something like that. She's already working on this next album. It's gonna be very different. I already was picking up on it before. Yeah, she's gonna be touring. I see touring coming up for Billie. It's gonna be hard for her to tour though, so I'm interested to see how she's gonna do it, because, you know, with COVID happening, it's gonna be harder for her to tour, but they're gonna make it work. She might have to do more virtual tours coming up, depending on how bad the pandemic gets. I know concerts are kind of opening up, but depending on how much more we're gonna she's gonna have a falling out with someone. There's a falling out coming for her. It's management or someone in her team. She's gonna need to part ways with them, it's saying. Yeah, and some conflict she's having with someone is gonna have to end soon. It could be with a friend, or it could be with this lover I was talking about, or someone on her team. I see also, that's interesting. I see her collaborating with either makeup, or I definitely see clothes for her, but I heard makeup or like a fragrance. Oh, Billie might come out with a fragrance actually. Maybe even makeup, but does she wear makeup? That's interesting. Like, and I see her with a shoe brand deal. She hasn't already done that, but I see her doing clothes. I heard fragrance just now. Interesting. So we're jumping into her she's gonna be, I see her directing a show, like a Netflix show or a Hulu show. Like, it's gonna be her type of show. It's gonna be like a dark type of show. She's gonna do something like that. It's gonna be very dark. Maybe horror. I know she likes horror, but I see her doing a horror show or a horror film, something with film. Like, she's gonna get more into film. So look out for that, guys. She's gonna get way more into movies, film, a TV show. She's gonna come out with a documentary. It's gonna be a bigger documentary. It's gonna be she's done a few documentaries, but this one, they're shopping it around. It's gonna be more in depth about her. Or she could be funding a documentary. I see her doing that too if she chooses to do this, but it is in the works for her to do it if she wants to. So yeah, let's look into more of her life, if she will stay in music or if she will, because that's kind of where her energy's pulling me towards. And I want to know why she decided to become, like, I wanted to know why she decided to come out more with her body and stuff, with, you know what I mean, guys? I just heard her say intuitively, guys, because I felt like it. She's such a Sagittarius. Like, I literally was like, Billie, why did you come out? I was thinking to myself, like, you know, clairaudiently. I heard her say because I felt like it. Like, I was thinking, like, spiritually to her higher self. Like, why did you come out more, you know, sexual? That A Love Letter to Los Angeles, guys, not the documentary, the concert. See, she's gonna do a documentary or something like that. She's already done documentaries, but I see her doing a bigger one or something. But anyway, A Love Letter to Los Angeles, if you have not watched that on Disney Plus, it was really good. But that was very stressful for her. Like, she had major anxiety. Like, she had so many dreams of it going wrong. Like, I don't like, she was worrying a lot. Like, but it was truly like one of the best experiences I felt like she had, and it was kind of interesting in a way. She made a lot of money. Six of Pentacles. She made a lot of money from that documentary, guys. A lot of, I keep saying documentary, oh my god. She made a lot of money from that concert, from the streams. I wouldn't be surprised, guys, if we see that it broke records or something. Or they talk about how the concert, like, the way it was, it did really well, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I see her moving. Right now, she's not gonna move anytime soon, but I see her moving. Billie needs to be cautious of her health. I'm gonna say, I got the 10 of Wands and the 9 of Swords. Like I said, when she sleeps, it's talking about her dreams. It's talking about that again, guys. The Moon card came out, the Hierophant and the High Priestess. She's gonna get more in tune. I see her using other deals to help her intuition to help her make certain decisions. That's her dad. Her dad's a Cancer. It's telling me something about her dad. Oh god, how old is her dad, guys? Something's gonna happen to her dad, or I don't know if he had COVID or his health is being affected. There's something going on with her dad, health-wise. Usually the King of Cups means like an emotionally unavailable man, or it could be a woman. Even though it's the king, you can take that as a woman's energy too. Hey, women can be masculine, you know. Something's gonna happen with her dad. I don't like it. I just felt that. Oh god. He's not gonna be doing it. He's okay right now, but I see something happening. He has really bad health problems, or he's not taking care of himself. Yep. 9. Okay. Things going on with her dad. Something's going on with his health. I'm getting, so she's gonna be making more money. I see Billie obviously making more money with collaborations that she's gonna do. Be on the lookout for more stuff. She's gonna branch out. I see her doing clothes. I see her doing movies. I see her doing a fragrance, and she's gonna have a collaboration with someone. And it's not gonna be some kind of like she did with Rosalia. It's gonna be something like that. We're not gonna expect her to collaborate with this person, but they're pushing for it. I think a few collaborations actually will come out. She doesn't really collaborate with people. If you guys notice, Billie doesn't really collaborate with people. And that's because she wants it to be, the focus to be on her and her brother. And just, they have their own little team, their own little world type thing. But she's gonna start branching out. I feel like this new album that will come out in the next 2 to 3 years, it will have collaborations on it. And we're gonna be like, what the hell? Like, it's gonna be a completely different sound. Completely different sound. And some of them are gonna have, it's gonna be more pop-ish, but it's gonna be like an interesting take on pop. She's gonna explore more with EDM. It's called EDM, right guys? EDM. I don't listen to that type of music. It's gonna be something like that, and I feel like this type of album was kind of a little bit of a taste of that, but not really. Do you know what I mean? And I remember too, I said in one of my readings of her, I think it was like the second reading I did, where I said something about poison, but not poison. Like, I said something about like a dark type of love or something like that, and she touched on that. She touched on that in this yeah, she touched on that in this new album. She touched on a dark type of love that she was in. But damn, I didn't realize like it was super dark, like her being abused. Like, that's crazy. Ooh. But yeah, we're gonna see Billie find her strength more, and she's gonna become more in tune with herself. She's going to welcome and embrace her sexuality more. And I guess that kind of answered my question about like, oh, what made her want to do this? Because I wanted to. Like, that's pretty much what brought on this type of movement for her, and her embracing her body more. We're gonna see that. Yeah, interesting. So yeah, I wanted to talk about her collaborations and more of what's to come for her. But yeah, look out for this album, guys. It's gonna be really different. It's gonna be really different, and she's gonna have collaborations. She's gonna have some interesting collabs. One of them could be with Miley Cyrus. I just heard that, and Ariana Grande for sure. But Miley, I heard Miley Cyrus, Nicki Minaj. It's gonna be so different than what we're used to from her. Possibly even with Olivia Rodrigo. Olivia doesn't really collaborate with people right now, but it's gonna be something like that. Like, even possibly one of her dream. Oh, and Justin Bieber. Look out for that. She's gonna collaborate with Justin Bieber. Has she already? She's gonna collaborate with him. I feel like there's a collaboration coming with them. So, did she collaborate with Justin already? I don't think she did, guys. I don't think she did. I think he just redid one of her songs, I think. Okay guys, so before I wrap the video, I want to see if Billie's ever going to get married and if she's going to have a baby, because a lot of people have been having babies. So Billie had a good childhood. She had a very good childhood. It wasn't perfect, obviously, but it's better than a lot of kids' childhoods, I feel. Just so y'all know. If you're curious, she had a very good childhood. Guys, as of now, I don't see Billie getting married right now. Well, obviously she's still very young, but I don't see her having a marriage. I see her having more problems with her love life. Billie needs to be careful. She's not saying there's anything wrong with being a single mom, because there's not. But I see her still dating men that are kind of toxic. Yeah, as I said, that the devil. Oh my god. Hey, that kind of why does that kind of embody her? Yeah. Billie also needs to be careful of getting into substances as she ages. She needs to be very careful of that. Very careful. I'm not saying that it will happen, but self-medicating or drinking, or she needs to be careful of that when she ages. When she ages, it will be a very dark secret. And if she keeps dealing with these types of men, it could take her to that place. Or her friends, she's pretty good at having good friends around her, but as she ages, there could be problems with that, or temptations of that. Obviously, she's in the industry, that's gonna happen, her being around that. But she needs to guard herself and make sure that she's not around or involved in relationships where they could persuade her. Okay, guys, because she does have Pisces, and with Pisces energy, it can bring about, you know, illusions pretty much, and things not looking as they seem, or making excuses for people even though they're not shit, you know, like basically involving and becoming that person just to please them, you know. So there could be problems with that coming up for her. She needs to be very careful of that. And also people wanting being around her that are toxic or don't want the best for her. She needs to keep her family and that strong, I see her being able to do this, but she needs to just, as she ages, you know, keep that mindset. You know, that's what I would say for her, because there's gonna be bad moments coming up with that, with her love life, and that makes me very sad. Okay guys, so that was my reading, my updated reading on Billie Eilish. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry it was kind of dark. Usually when I talk about Billie, it kind of gets dark, I've noticed, because she does have an 8th house placement. So it kind of does get a little dark when I talk about her, but nonetheless, let's pray for her, guys. Let's wish her the best. Like I said, she does need to be cautious of inviting demonic energy into her life. I think too, that's another reason why I pick up on this type of energy around her as she ages, about, like, you know, substances or drinking or whatever, or messing around with the wrong types of men, you know. And also I feel like she will become more fluid, so she will have more in the works. And I wouldn't be surprised too if Billie gets into art, like of painting or drawing. She's very artistic, so I don't know if it's like, I know, like, other than her singing, but I don't know if she would consider herself knowing how to draw, but I feel she can do that. But yeah, so that was my reading on Billie Eilish, guys. I hope you guys have a beautiful day or beautiful night whenever you're watching this. Please subscribe to my channel and like the video, hit that notification bell for when your girl pull up. And I hope you guys stay safe. Love and light. Bye.